Chris, I'll start with you first. Is this a big deal or it's not a big deal at all?
I don't think it's a big deal at all. I think if this were the playoffs, Dwayne would be playing. This is just, as Eric Spoelstra puts it, their maintenance program. You know, you want to get him rest. He's been a guy that's been banged up throughout his career at times in the postseason, even last postseason. So you've wrapped up the #1 seed. You've had a great run with the 27 straight wins. That was not only physically taxing, but mentally taxing on the top player. So get him rested for the playoffs. I don't doubt, though, that you'll see him play a game or two before the playoffs. I'm not necessarily saying the last 2 games, but he may play a game or two just to get out there and, you know, get the blood flowing again. Remember when he first came back after a couple of days off against the Bulls, that was the game that the Heat lost, and Dwayne didn't have a great game. So I think this is all about maintenance and getting him ready for the postseason. No problems.
Bruce?
Well, I think this is a situation that has been blown out of proportion a little. Because this is a guy who's a veteran in Miami. He's been there long enough now to understand his body, but how important rest is. When I was speaking with Dwayne, he talked about how he's no longer flash. He's matured now. And so in the process of maturing, you have to understand that you can't do. He's excuse me?
He's wow.
Wow, that's what he calls himself.
Well, okay, I mean, but he didn't say wow to me. but it is more about understanding that this is a long season, and he's coming off of knee surgery last summer, and he just want to be precautious. And when you take those type of precautions, it does lead to you not necessarily playing towards the end of the season for rest, so that you can have a big wow season postseason.
Good plug. I see how you did that.
I'm going to say, back to Chris Broussard, you sure this isn't a medium deal, not a big deal, but not a no deal? Some medium, Chris, because even though I like what I'm hearing about, it's only a bone, like a bruise as opposed to any kind of internal injury, like a ligament damage, cartilage damage, that I think he was suffering through in the other knee a year ago. But still, Chris, I think you and I have agreed on this. I picked the Heat, as did you. And I'm a little troubled that the streak ended so early that it took their motivation away early. So tonight would have been number 34, right? Milwaukee at home. If they'd stayed on course, tonight they could have broken the record.
Tomorrow night, I think.
I'm sorry, tomorrow. I'm saying there's no games tonight. Yeah, tomorrow night. So they could have broken the record tomorrow night and been right on schedule to have a few days off to rest up and get ready for the real deal. But now there is some rust factor here for everybody because LeBron took some games off as he deserved to take. And I don't know if they're just resting Dwayne, as Bruce is suggesting, for precautionary reasons, or if this is something serious enough that it needs a little rest. So what do you think, Chris, overall?
Well, I think, like you mentioned the win streak. If they were still going for it and they were still going for the record tomorrow night, I don't think there's any question that Dwayne Wade would have been playing unless, you know, he re-injured it in these past few games. But so I think he's fine. I do think you make a good point, though, about the rust factor. I mean, that's why I think you may see Dwayne play a game or two before the season ends, because you do run a risk of losing the momentum. I mean, look, they meet Milwaukee in the first round. Even though Milwaukee's played them fairly well in the past, they're going to win that series. So even if there's rust, Dwayne will be able to get himself reacclimated during that series and be ready for the second round. I won't go as high as medium concern. I won't go as low as no concern. I'll say a small concern because, as you and I talked about earlier, if Dwayne is only 80% or maybe 85% versus 90% or above, that could be all the Knicks need, or maybe somebody else, but all the Knicks need to overtake the Heat. So we know when they went on their 27-game streak, it was largely because Dwayne regained his superstar level of play. If he can't be at that level and he's just very good versus great, then the Heat may not be able to repeat. So that's why I'll say it's a small concern, But right now, I think he'll be fine, and he'll be able to play like he did during the regular season.
Chris
is
laughing at you right now. He's laughing when you mention the Knicks perhaps being if only Dwayne Wade is 80%. So he's laughing at that.
Chris,
Go ahead,
you act as if
expound.
Dwayne is just showing up on the sideline in his nice suits and he's not doing anything. Trust me, he's getting his conditioning in. He knows what it takes in order in this system to be another champion. So it's not like you're taking someone that has no talent and is not at superstar level for this ball club. He'll blend in just like that. It doesn't take them long.
No, I'm saying if the knee is bothering him or starts bothering him in the second round or something like that, and it limits his ability, it takes him from being a superstar to a star, that's when I think it could become a factor. You don't give the Knicks any shot. You're not a believer.
Against Miami, I'm not a believer. I know the Twitter world is going to kill me for that, but at the same time, you look at the game that I know Carmelo had, which was fantastic, shot a great percentage against the Miami Heat, but that was without LeBron, Dwayne, and Mario Chalmers. Now, yes, it was a great effort, but 50 points against that team without those three guys, and they account for a lot of their offense as well. But look at what Miami Heat has been able to do. Coach Spoelstra has been able to get a lot of confidence in these guys without his superstars playing. They go into Miami. They go into San Antonio, and they get a victory. They played lights-out basketball in San Antonio. As far as defense, they haven't missed a beat. They're swarming out there, even with LeBron, with Dwayne, with Chalmers, and that's what it's all about coming around this time of the season.
Okay, Bruce Bowen, we need you on the record right now. If the Heat meet the Knicks in the playoffs, it will be Heat in 5?
I'd say 5.
5. We got him on record, Chris.
We got me on record.
5.
Heat in 5.
Yeah, I'm going 6, maybe 7. You're going 7, Skip?
I'm going 7.
7?
Yes, sir.
Oh, boy.
I'm seeing new Knicks here.
Oh, boy.
I'm seeing a whole new world from the Knicks.